Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Texas Redleg here. Wanted to do a second video today. This morning's video was just sort of touching on this polar vortex and what all that entails. This afternoon, after watching a pretty full day of this sham impeachment trial, the charlatans are in full force on both sides. So I've touched on the idea of the radical government, the current radical government, before in several videos, but I wanted to touch on it again and maybe do a little bit more of a deep dive into the ever so important yet under attack 2A. What to expect based on my opinion. I think that the idea of abolishment of the 2A at the federal level is completely something that they are interested in accomplishing. Completely. I think that they are intent on whittling it down through excessive taxation and licensing requirements, unreasonable and grotesque admin requirements, and those would include psychological exams, training, which I'm a little bit torn on the training. I know that people need a lot of training, some of them don't. But training's a little less of a problem for me. Fees, exorbitant fees. And all that I just mentioned is going to be under the control of the Attorney General of the United States of America. H.R. 127 is this new bill being put forth by Sheila Jackson Lee out of the Houston area. And it's nothing more than a complete criminalization of the people who participate in the 2A through regulation. So they are trying to regulate and tax people out of the 2A. This going door-to-door thing is nothing but a suicide mission, and I think that they know that, and I certainly know that law enforcement knows that. Especially within this state, and there's other states that are right there along beside us, but this is a typical lawyer's way of criminalizing the citizenry through excessive regulation, taxation, and unreasonable administrative requirements. And being that they control everything, it's a good chance this is gonna have legs. And a lot of us scoff at it and laugh at it, but you know what? This is their time to make a move. They've got a lot of people to answer to. A lot of donors. A lot of PACs. We've got a lot of people to answer to for what they did for them. See, there's always a, tit for tat. There's always somebody to pay back. And with all this rhetoric on, the violent mob and this and that at the Capitol, and the any type of raid that you hear about where law enforcement gets shot. Now, yes, that's obviously a tragedy, but what they intend to do is to stack all these incidents up and use them as a fulcrum to violate the citizens' rights with regard to the 2A. And so what they can say is, oh, well, we're not getting rid of the 2A. We're just requiring more regulation. You know, we're going to be requiring insurance and taxes and training and psych exams and all that. So you're perfectly willing to, you can own a firearm, you can, participate in the Second Amendment, but you have to do all these things in order to do it legally. So this is what I mean by them trying to regulate us out of the 2A, because there's a lot of people that just aren't going to do that. And there's going to be a lot of people that become felons overnight. Unless they, sell or, lose their firearms. Whatever the case may be there. But it's a big one. It's a real big one. And it looks like so far, as long as Texas can stay red, which is a really, really, it's getting pretty dicey, to be quite honest with you. Unless Texas can stay red and preserve our rights here, Texas may be changing too. I hate to say it. I touched on it yesterday. I really hate to say it, but I just have a feeling with the blueprint out there on how to win elections, in the participation of people in mail-in voting, they kind of have the strategy and the blueprint on how to get that done, unfortunately. And I don't know that the right has enough backbone to stand up to preserve our rights. I think a lot of them are just going to fall in line and be good boys and girls, and then they'll just be part of the swamp like they always have been, and they'll just be our masters, and we'll just have to capitulate and bend the knee in order to live here or participate. So don't kid yourselves, people. This is a real deal, and I would seriously begin considering some alternative options when it comes to the 2A. And I'm not telling you to get rid of anything. I'm not telling you to make unreasonable decisions or decisions that do not benefit you. But I just think you need to learn to start being a little creative, and you can make of that what you will, but start paying attention and be thinking of ways that you can be creative with regard to the 2A. And that 2A requirement, what I'm explaining to you and what I see them doing, and that obviously doesn't just rely on bang sticks. That's, accessories, ammunition, freedom seeds, all that jazz. It's all going to be lumped in together. This is their chance. They got 2 years to do a really big sculpting of what they want, because the next elections for the Congress, I think, are in 2022. So it's a real thing, people. I hope you're paying attention. I hope you're understanding what they're trying to do. I think most of you are. But what else are they going to regulate beyond this? A lot of people talk about being prepared and preparedness. Are they gonna regulate preparedness? Are they going to regulate how much fuel you can buy each week? Are we going to be rationed with fuel cards and liquor cards? Ration everything. You can only get so much, because I can see it. Especially with this food shortage coming and this beef shortage, if you believe that, and I do, and these trucker strikes and bad weather, and put it all together, it spells disaster, people. So I really hope that everybody's paying attention. Please like, share, and subscribe. I do appreciate your involvement and you taking the time to watch my videos and interacting with me and everybody else on the channel. I do value that a lot. So with that, keep prepping, stack it deep, and long live the Republic.